Так, клуб у нас в Вест-Энде. Ну, в принципе, по прямой можно спокойно пойти.
So, time to visit the Askалон Club.
Так, тут у нас что-то аванпост или что-то такое. Пройти нельзя. Хреново. Хорошо, придется в обход куда-то идти. Северные доки или, наверное, вот так вот пойду сейчас. А я-то уже понадеялся, что все будет просто. Господи, что тут, кто это такая? Да включи ты это вампирское чутье, господи. Странно. Не могу что-то вампирским чутьем воспользоваться.
That was the vampire I saw earlier. This war takes no prisoners. The West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home. The Askалон Club. The heart of British vampire society.
Так, это у нас тут орёт. Шарлотта. А откуда она знает, что я вампир?
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young Ekons. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte.
Сразу медосмотр проведем по-быстренькому.
I'm fine, Dr. Reed.
Ну, наверное, что она вампир тоже.
What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see? And one day, I'll have my death to face.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me, and I have lived with her ever since.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Ekon, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16, though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
What are you doing out here?
You mean, what do I do outside at night since I am a woman? Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night, considering the risks.
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time. Even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
How are the locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady. And who is this Emily?
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently,
Наверное, у нас
Emily
появится
started
какое-то
to
расследование по поиску Эмили.
She got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reed. And please, don't tell my mother.
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously. And the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? What your mother is?
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reed? Or you?
Of course not. You have nothing to fear from me, or your mother.
Good to know. And don't worry, my mother told me everything I need to know about vampire tricks, their nature as well as features.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
I believe she thinks the same about you, Dr. Reed.
Do you know why Lady Ashbury chose you to become her daughter?
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose you?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If so, where are they buried? How is it for them to pass through life with a never-aging mother?
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Такс, давайте сразу проведем. Это у нас Шарлотта, хорошо, состояние стабильное. Давайте сразу Эмили найдем. Я думаю, нам даст это какие-то подсказки, тем более она тут где-то рядом.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Jonathan, is that you? I did not know you were back in London. Oh, my dear Johnny, I'm so sorry for your loss. Mary was such a sweetheart.
Так, по-моему, я маленько не туда зашел. Но она меня явно знает. Необходим 4-й уровень гипноза. Ага. Ладно, вернемся чуть позже.
I'll tell you what. Come back tomorrow for tea. I'll be glad to see you then.
Или все-таки Мэри может быть тут? Где-то 30 метров рядом. Так, а ну если сюда пойти. Точнее, Эмили, а не Мэри, что я чуть-чуть... Так, а тут прыгнуть нельзя. Ну, похоже, она где-то в этом здании. Так, куда это я вообще пошел? Но она, короче, где-то в этом доме. Но пока я туда никак попасть не могу. Жаль. Все-таки придется, наверное, 4-й уровень гипноза выучить. Зайти к этой к моей старой подруге, а через ее дом, наверное, как-то через балкон можно будет пробраться к Эмили. Потому что пока я других вариантов не вижу. Так, ладно. Хотя попробовать еще с этой стороны. Кстати, вон, надо вот эту дверь открыть на будущее, чтобы можно было быстро проходить, а не шариться вот этим по всяким закоулкам. Так, ну да, надо, короче, 4-й уровень гипноза, и тогда сможем пробраться, поискать Эмили. Ладно, пойдем тогда в клуб Аскалон. Посмотрим, что нам там расскажут. Так, а это кто у нас? Вау, он нас знает. Я так понимаю, у нас тут большинство людей в Эстенде нас знает.
How are you? My God, so you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard. In my case, it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
Do you need medical assistance, Clarence?
It's a little late for visiting hours, don't you think?
What can I say?
Ну, вылечим его лучше. Поднимет уровень этого. Уровень болезни или как там, господи. Будет у нас состояние состояние района поднимет. Ладно, поговорим мы с ним позже. А сейчас я хочу в клуб зайти.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Askalon Club, I presume.
The Askalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome to the Askalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
Так, я смотрю, эти стражи Привина уже в гости к Редгрейву заходили. Смотрю, на трупешники валяются. Да, тут прям целое месиво было.
It's locked, all right.
Так, я так понимаю, не на ту сторону пошел. Так, а что ж у нас тут никаких коллекционных предметов нету? Странно. Хотя бы один, но какой-то должен же быть.
Good evening. We repel the intruders for now.
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansher was no match for him. Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Askalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
Yes, she is. I may even say I admire her probity and her kindness. She has helped me since I was reborn.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is immortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why do you suddenly need me?
The Askalon Club only recruits the best, and you definitely fit the bill. Your scientific and medical reputation alone would qualify you as a candidate.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End. Is that it?
Straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon, who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Askalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Askalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
What does it mean to be a member of the Askalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Askalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members, and I do appreciate obedience.
What is the Askalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
What does Askalon mean?
Askalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
William Marshall founded the Askalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all Skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Askalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall, speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation. Delightful. Welcome to the Askalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
Ну такой себе клуб. Как бы потом не пришлось всех их замесить тут. Но это уже будет потом.
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago, well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Bearer.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
You were spying on me?
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a Volcod, all muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed. ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
You do know I killed him.
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied skulls in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the skulls.
I have met peaceful and wise skulls. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Skulls are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Askalon Club and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Есть новые горожане, которых можно убить. Фамильные портреты. Найти источники заражения в Вест-Энде. Так, подождите, я понимаю, что у нас четвертый уровень гипноза. Можно пойти подругу Эмили поискать. Ой, точнее, подругу этой, Шарлотты. Это как раз таки Эмили и надо будет найти.
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient.
Ну, а, например, с Шарлоттой можно поговорить о инфекции? Да, можно.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
A few days ago, I spotted a strange house while campaigning for women's suffrage. Awful smell. No answer when I knocked.
Where is it?
It's the Mullaneys. A nice family who live in a big house near the park in the eastern part of this neighborhood.
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
В принципе, можно и дальше людей расспрашивать. Так, а наш кореш куда-то уже спетлял отсюда, да? Ладно, погнали тогда поищем Эмили. Так, только, наверное, подождите-ка, куда-то я пошел не туда, да. Сначала найдем Эмили, а потом, я не знаю, можно попробовать вернуться, например, к Эшбери, может, с ней можно будет что-то обсудить. Она же говорила, чтобы я к ней зашел после того, как схожу в клуб.
Hello again, Venus.
Jonathan, you're still up. Can't you just knock at people's doors during the day?
I'm sure you can spare me a few minutes. For old time's sake.
Of course you may enter, Jonathan. I remember when Mary came here with her husband and her son. They...
Так, ну с ней тоже можно поговорить будет.
So you returned from the war in one
А потом
piece
пойдем
too.
Эмили поищем.
Thank God. My Clarence is back home too.
How is the old rascal?
Probably outside, chasing ghosts and chimeras. Clarence has changed a lot since he returned from the war, you know.
How have you been since the last time we met? How long has it been? 3 years now?
I've done my duty. Like all British women, You have no idea what it was like to wait for months without knowing if I'd still be a wife or a widow.
I understand. Luckily, this part of town has been saved from the worst of the bombings, from what I've seen.
Yes, and it's also true about the epidemic. The flu has killed here too, of course, but not on such a large scale as in other parts of town.
Have you noticed anything peculiar about the neighborhood recently?
You mean except for your return to town? No. Oh, and again, Jonathan, please accept my condolences for your sister.
Thank you, Venus. It was so sudden. And I've been so busy, I haven't spoken to anyone about it.
I wish I could have assisted at the funeral, but you know, it's been so quick. And what with the epidemic in the streets?
There's no need to apologize, my dear. It's normal, considering the circumstances.
No, it's not. I am sure that Clarence has not even thought to present you his condolences. He is too busy with his penny dreadful stories.
Why is my return so surprising?
It's more an unexpected happy end than a surprise. You and Clarence, back from the war. You have no idea how hard it's been for me.
Do you need my medical attention?
No thanks, Jonathan.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual?
The McPhersons. I heard they locked themselves in their own house.
They could just be afraid of getting sick.
Perhaps you're right. But if I were you, I'd pay them a visit. A big house, reachable through a courtyard, to the north of the railway bridge.
Goodbye for now.
You know that you are always welcome here.
Так, у нас по факту только два источника заражения. Ладно, так, сейчас тут посмотрим, что полезного можно собрать по ящичкам.
At least you survived the Great War. I feared the worst.
It's locked.
Закрыто. Что же эти все я? Как же ж их открывать? Ключи где-то надо искать.
No invitation is needed to enter this building. That can't be a good sign. No sign of a struggle. It seems Charlotte's friend knew the killer and let him in. Blood. I should follow the trail.
Так, ладно, направимся по следу. Нам вот интересно, я не сдохну хоть? А не, нормально. Так, тут что-то большое пятно, а вон кровь дальше. Так, скали эти какие-то.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question.
I'm the Marquis de Bois-Colombes, and I strongly invite you to find your own game, sir.
I appreciate the invitation, but I'm here to solve the mystery concerning the death of a young woman killed by a vampire.
A young woman killed by a vampire? Oh, you're joking, right? Oh, I do love the British sense of humor.
And who exactly are you?
I am Jacques-Michel Guillaume Florimond de Marquis de Bois-Colombes, at your service, my dear cousin.
You're French, but your English is quite good.
I was born in France, sir, but I consider myself a traveler of this world. So many countries, so many tantalizing tastes.
Dear cousin, are we related?
We could be of the same blood, my dear. I tend to consider all Ekons as family, don't you?
What are you doing here?
I recently decided to visit London. I've always dreamed of visiting a city on the verge of collapse. Such a delicate, yet intense spectacle.
You take pleasure from others' misery.
I have been a totally depraved and immoral creature since the day I was reborn, sir. And probably before.
What do you plan to do here?
Take pleasure. Take pictures. Enjoy the show. Have fun. Believe me, I won't be the only foreign immortal who bought a ticket to the fair.
I followed the trail of blood from her room to here.
Oh, you're referring to that young woman. Yes, the meeting turned messy. I'm afraid I ruined my last redingote.
So you admit you murdered her?
I admit nothing, my good sir. I only regret the blood of that girl staining my clothes. Oh, blood can be so messy.
What happened?
She wanted to become one of us. Not the first time I have received such a proposal, but I must admit her direct approach tempted me.
And then what?
The body rejected my blood. It happens, you know, sometimes even with voluntary prey. At least her gurglings brought me some fun, until the artery burst.
Your cruelty deserves punishment, sir.
And what else is new?
Блять, это пиздец. Вот этот ёбаный таргет. Ах ты сука, блядь, что ж он такой деревянный, а? Так, где там мои хилки нормальные? Сыворотка, вот она. Да, ух, у него и атаки. Прям вообще, я даже не знаю. Просто не останавливается. Бьет и бьет. Кучу банок потратил. Ну хорошо, хоть куча хилок у меня была, а то это вообще жесть. Как-то что-то управление как-то тяжеловато было драться с ним. И банку толком не изнешь, он сразу начинает бить. Не, ну в принципе можно было. Увернулся, ударил, увернулся, ударил. В принципе это было легче всего так драться. Это что, наш друг Кларенс, да.
Good evening, Miss Ashbury.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed.
I have found out what happened to your friend, Emily.
I can handle the truth. There's no need to hide the bloody details.
Your friend was planning to become a vampire. She thought she'd met an honest one and made a deal with him. Unfortunately, Emily did not survive the process.
My mother told me many times about the risks of being turned. I often suspected she exaggerated the danger to avoid me being tempted.
No, the risk is real. Have you any idea what a body has to endure? To become an organism entirely consumed by its need to process and recombine blood?
I should never have talked to Emily about vampires. I never thought she'd actually try it without me. Thank you, sir. Here, take this for your discretion.
О, кол Шарлотты, еще и оранжевый.
Give my best
Интересно.
regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Так, 35 оглушения, ничего себе. Вот это неплохой кол, скажу я вам. В принципе, не зря расследование провели. Уровень 5, а у нас кол уровень 2. Да, хороший кол. Можно будет посмотреть, может его как-то можно еще... А ну, информация. Так, ну тут уже все выбрано, в принципе. Или нет? А нет, еще не выбрано. Это я бонусы могу выбрать. А, отлично. Так даже лучше. Так, а тут у нас что? А, тут у нас этот кол нельзя было улучшить. Хорошо. Сейчас я наведаюсь сначала к леди Эшбери. Потом пойду уже выполнять расследование. Так, где там она живет, я уже забыл. Где-то вот тут, блядь. Где-то вот здесь. Да, вот этот икон, с которым я дрался, он прям вообще какой-то жесткий оказался. Так прям лупит дико.
Elizabeth doesn't seem to be at home. I'll come back later.
Ага, ее дома нету. Понятно. Ну, тогда надо хотя бы добраться до какого-то ближайшего убежища. Мне, в принципе, надо... Скильчики можно подучить. У нас 5000 опыта, а потом уже продолжим наше расследование. Так, тут Кларенс опять у нас снова что-то уже орет. Можно будет к нему потом подойти поговорить. Ага, это у нас особняк Рида. Ну, значит, получается, тут и есть убежище. Так, а это кто? А, это прислуга моей матери. Можно будет тоже с ним позже поговорить. А сейчас, наверное, убежище наверху где-то. Или подождите-ка. Да, неплохой такой у них особнячок. О, вот и моя мать. А ну.
Mother.
Jonathan! Is it you? Where have you been, my prodigal son?
I'm right here, Mother. I'm finally home.
Yes, for this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and now found. But where is your sister? Where is Mary?
Mary? She is gone, Mother.
I know she's gone. The question is, when will she return as you have? I miss my grandson so much. It's been days since their last visit.
Do you need my medical attention, Mother?
I'm all right, son. Don't worry about me.
Так, ладно, с матерью мы чуть позже поговорим, когда
Goodbye,
распределим наши очки умений. Так, она что-то замышляет. Ну давайте за ней подсмотрим уже сначала, а потом пойдем дальше. Только вот откуда? Где-то с улицы. Во, можно вот здесь посмотреть, что она там где делать хочет. Такс. Что она тут хоть мутит?
Your father and I have spoken about your fiancé, Mary. We believe he'll be an honorable husband for you. We'll set a date for the marriage then. That way, I'm sure one of my children will give me grandchildren.
А, ну она немножко с ума уже сходит, понятно.
I understand your thirst for knowledge, Jonathan, and your father and I are proud of it. But you are not that young anymore, my son. When will I meet your soulmate? You can ascribe my romantic tendencies to my French origins if you want, Aubrey. But I'll never cease to believe in a match made in heaven, my beloved.
I really wish you could meet her, Mother. You would love her.
Да, может, еще познакомим, мало ли. Так, это моя комната, да? Так, стол, ладно. О, бабки. Ого, аж 5 шиллинг. Так, это что? Маленький ключ. О, наверное, от вот этого сундука я так там... Не, это у нас обычный сундук. Значит, что-то в доме у нас есть. У него даже каминчик есть. Ладно, распределим очки. Так, что я изначально здесь хотел? 450 урона, 6 единиц крови. Получается у нас 0,5. Восстановление полсекунды, 450 урона. Тут у нас 720 урона, восстановление 2 секунды, но 10 единиц оглушения. Ну, я больше, наверное, всего склоняюсь не к крови, а к оглушению. Потому что у нас там укус тоже потом будет жесткий. Так, тут уже аж 4500 надо, ладно. Что мы еще можем прокачать? 2700. Так, состояние организма, теневое копье. Вот эти скиллы я что-то ими вообще еще пока не занимался. Так, сильный укус, быстрое исцеление, запас крови, дикая жажда. Так, ладно, запас крови разок качнем. Потом, наверное, выносливость прокачаем. Ну и похоже все. 500 очков у нас остается. Да, тут даже не хватит на самый на этот такой. Так, а что за пикирование? Что-то я забыл. Вы совершаете сверхъестественный прыжок к цели и наносите урон во время приземления. Ну вот это, в принципе, тоже интересный скилл. Я думаю, вместо копья его в принципе можно попробовать использовать. Не знаю, что получится, но хоть посмотрим.